So hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Material Matrix. Welcome. Tonight, we explore polymer membranes like vital role in CO2 separation for climate change. We'll uncover how AI and genetic algorithms are designing novel, high-performing membranes, surpassing current benchmarks. This powerful framework promises a whole new era in material optimization. Could you explain the significance of polymer membranes in the context of CO2 separation, particularly in relation to environmental concerns, and the importance of achieving both really high permeability and selectivity?
Polymer membranes are like special filters that help separate gases, particularly carbon dioxide, CO2 from other gases like nitrogen, NO, or like oxygen. But imagine trying to sort out like different colored marbles from a bag. You want to grab the red ones, CO2, while leaving the blue, one and yellow, O2 and yellow, and like behind. This process is really important for protecting our environment because too much CO2 in the atmosphere contributes to climate change. So now, when designing these membranes, scientists face a really tricky challenge. They want the membranes to be both very good at letting gases pass through, so high permeability, and also excellent at distinguishing between CO2 and other gases, high selectivity. Think of it like trying to make a super sieve that lets water flow really quickly while only catching certain types of fish. If you make the holes too big, you might let everything through, but if they're too small, nothing really gets through. This balancing act is tough because improving one property can sometimes make the other worse. So, for example, making the holes bigger might help with permeability but could reduce selectivity, and so vice versa. The goal is to find a way to design these membranes so that they can perform really well on both fronts. Using advanced techniques like machine learning and genetic algorithms help scientists explore so many different combinations of materials and designs to find the best options for CO2 separation. This approach not only opens the door to creating better membranes for CO2, but also for other applications like separating ions and batteries, making it a versatile tool for various environmental and technological challenges like.
So how does the integration of machine learning and genetic algorithms specifically enhance the process of designing polymer membranes? And what are the advantages of using these techniques over traditional methods?
Integrating machine learning and genetic algorithms into the design of polymer membranes is like using a smart assistant to help you find the best recipe for a cake. Like, instead of just trying different ingredients and baking multiple cakes through trial and error, the smart assistant analyzes a lot of existing recipes and learns which combinations work best. So, in this case, machine learning acts as that smart assistant. It looks at data from previous studies on how different polymers behave when separating gases like cotton, metworm, and also by creating models that predict how well these gases can pass through various polymer designs, so it helps scientists understand which materials might work better for separation. The genetic algorithm is like a cooking competition where only the best recipes survive. So it takes the promising designs suggested by the machine learning models and mixes them up, creating new variations. Over several rounds, the algorithm just keeps the best performing designs and discards the less effective one. This process allows for exploring a wide range of possibilities quickly and efficiently, rather than just sticking to a few ideas. Using these techniques has several advantages over traditional methods. First, they significantly speed up the design process because they can analyze vast amounts of data and generate new ideas faster than a person could through intuition, so alone. Second, they help avoid getting stuck in unproductive trial and error cycles, which can waste time and resources. Lastly, this approach allows for a more systematic exploration of materials, leading to the discovery of new polymer membranes that might not have been considered otherwise. So, this can improve not just CO2 separation, but also other applications like batteries and in separation.
Can you elaborate on the specific methodologies used in the study to train the machine learning models, particularly like the choice of random forests with ESEF for fingerprinting, and how these contribute to predicting gas permeabilities and selectivity?
So in the study, the researchers used a specific approach to train their machine learning models, particularly focusing on a method called random forest regression. Imagine a random forest as a group of wise trees in a forest, each giving its opinion on how well, like a polymer membrane, can separate gases. By combining the insights from so many trees, the model can make a more accurate prediction to help these trees understand the polymers better. So the researchers employed a technique called SFP for fingerprinting. Think of HFAP4 as a unique barcode for each polymer that really captures its important features about its structure. This barcode has 2048 bits, which basically means it can represent a lot of different characteristics of the polymer. So when the model looks at these barcodes, it can learn how different structures relate to their ability to let gases pass through. The researchers discovered that using HFAP4 fingerprints led to better predictions for gas permeability and selectivity compared to just another type of fingerprint called macros. This is like finding out that a specific type of recipe card helps you bake a cake more accurately than another type. So the random forest model showed high accuracy with a really strong ability to predict how well a polymer would perform based on the training data. The choice of HFAP4 was crucial because it resulted in lower errors in predictions, making it more reliable for testing new designs. So the researchers found that models trained on gas permeability data performed better than those focused on selectivity, so they prioritized this information in their approach. Overall, by combining random forest regression with SFA4 fingerprinting, the researchers created a powerful tool for predicting how effective different polymer membranes would be in separating gases like cotton, network oil, and like cotton. This methodology allows for efficient exploration of new materials, helping to identify promising candidates for cotton separation.
So what were the key findings of the genetic algorithm application in identifying new polymer membranes, and how do these findings compare with the established ropes and upper bounds for Katmu and Katmu word separations?
The application of the genetic algorithm, GACI, in this study led to some pretty exciting discoveries regarding new polymer membranes for Katmu separation. Think of the GACI as a creative chef, experimenting with different ingredients to find the best recipe like... In this case, the researchers used the gas to design over 0 different polymer candidates just by mixing and matching various features. From this extensive experimentation, they identified more than 20 new polymer membranes that performed better than the established represent upper bounds for Cat1, and Cat2 separation. The ropes and upper bounds are like a gold standard or like a limit that indicates the best possible performance for separating these gases. Finding new polymers that exceed these bounds means that the researchers have discovered materials that could potentially be more effective than what is actually currently available. Many of the promising new polymers included aromatic functional groups, along with oxygen and nitrogen, containing motifs. So this aligns with previous experimental findings that suggested certain types of structures, like amines and polyothers, are really effective for cartouche and epoxy polymers. So overall, the key findings highlight the success of using a machine learning-driven genetic algorithm to uncover innovative polymer designs that not only meet but exceed existing performance benchmarks in gas separation. So this opens up new possibilities for advancing polymer membrane technology and addressing environmental challenges related to COUT emissions.
So how did the characteristics of the newly identified polymers, such as high glass transition temperatures and specific functionalities like pyridine, align with experimental wisdom? And what implications do these traits have for their practical application in Kautu? So separation.
The newly identified polymers exhibit characteristics that strongly align with established experimental knowledge regarding effective materials for Kautu separation. One key feature is their high glass transition temperatures, which are predicted to be around 400 K. You can think of the glass transition temperature as the point at which a material becomes more flexible and less brittle, much like how ice melts into water. Polymers with high T are often more stable and can actually maintain their performance under varying temperature conditions, making them suitable for practical applications in gas separation. Another important characteristic is the presence of specific functionalities, like pyridine, which was found in about 20% of predicted polymer cells. So pyridine is a nitrogen-containing compound that can enhance the interaction between the polymer and cut wool, potentially improving the membrane's ability to selectively separate cut wool from other gases. These traits have glass transition temperatures and specific functionalities so that these polymers could perform exceptionally well in real-world applications for cut wool separation. The high TEG may contribute to superior gas separation performance due to a greater fractional free volume and the presence of microvoids within the polymer structure. So this means there are more spaces in the material for gases to pass through, which can enhance permeability while maintaining selectivity. However, there are still questions about the practical aspects of these polymers, such as whether they can be easily synthesized and implemented as membranes, given their complex chemistry. So further studies, both computational and experimental, will be necessary to explore these aspects and validate the prediction. Overall, the findings indicate a promising direction for developing new polymer membranes that could significantly improve cost-through separation processes.
What's the study's framework suggest about the potential for generalizability in polymer optimization, and how might this approach be applied to other materials or separation processes beyond just coat 2?
So the study's framework suggests that the approach used for optimizing polymer membranes has significant potential for generalizability across various materials and applications. Essentially, the methods developed here can be applied not just to cottonwood separation, but also to other processes that require constrained optimization, such as designing membranes for ion separation or polymer electrolytes for batteries. So think of this framework as a versatile toolbox, just like a toolbox can be used for different types of repairs. So this approach can be adapted to tackle various challenges in material design. The underlying principles of using machine learning and genetic algorithms can be employed to explore and optimize the properties of so many different materials beyond just polymers for gas separation. However, one of the main limitations of the current framework is its reliance on initial experimental data. This is like trying to bake a cake using only a few ingredients. If those ingredients aren't diverse enough, maybe the resulting cake might not turn out as well as it could. To overcome this limitation, improving the initial data set through computer simulations and better data curation is so essential. So this would allow for a broader exploration of material properties and enhance the framework's ability to generalize to new applications. By transitioning to an active learning framework, where the model continuously updates its predictions based on new data, researchers could make on-the-fly property estimations So this would further enhance the adaptability of the approach, allowing it to be applied to a wider array of materials and separation processes. Overall, the study highlights a promising pathway for advancing polymer design and optimization that could have so far-reaching implications in various fields.
So thank you all for joining us today for such an insightful discussion. We delved into the critical role of polymer membranes in CO2 separation. Understanding their significance in filtering CO2 from other gases is a crucial endeavor in really addressing climate change. The central challenge, as we explored, is the delicate balance between achieving both high permeability and selectivity, traits that often conflict However, we heard how advanced techniques, specifically machine learning and genetic algorithms, are revolutionizing this field. So these methods expedite the design process by efficiently analyzing complex data and intelligently generating new polymer combinations. The application of random forest regression and ECP for fingerprinting, for instance, has proven highly effective in predicting gas permeability and selectivity. The exciting news is that this approach has already yielded significant results. So with the genetic algorithm identifying over 20 novel polymer membranes that surpass existing performance benchmarks for COT1-2 and COT2 separation. So these new polymers exhibit promising traits, including high glass transition temperatures and specific functionalities that enhance cotton interaction, indicating their strong potential for practical applications. Ultimately, the framework developed in this study offers a really powerful, generalizable tool for optimizing various materials for different separation processes, underscoring the ongoing need for improved datasets and active learning to actually enhance its adaptability. So thank you again for tuning in. So we look forward to seeing you next time.